This is the story of a early 1980s 42-foot trawler getting a new lease on life. We bought Caper at the end of 2017 with a long-term goal of doing the Great Loop and just spending more time on the water. We knew we had some projects to do to get there. Before diving straight into those, we lived on it. We spent time on the water, had a great time with friends, and just got to know the boat a little bit, both the good and the bad. On the good side, it was a solid fiberglass hull, twin diesels with low hours. It had kind of classic down east lines. On the bad side, it just needed a lot of work. The teak deck needed to be replaced. It was soaked to the core and rotted. The flybridge was leaking down into the sides of the house. The windows pretty much all leaked. The engine room was really dirty and grimy after 40 years of use. And we just knew we had some projects to do. The first area of focus was the lazarette. There were two steel, very rusty day tanks back there. They had developed leaks over time and were causing the boat to smell. The next project in the lazarette was taking care of the rudders. The rudders were big and bronze, and the shafts had developed quite a bit of crevice corrosion. I decided that those needed some love, so we had two 3/16 stainless steel rudders with oversized shafts by a quarter of an inch, I want to say, made up in Maine. And since the rudder shafts were oversized, I had to push out the old rudder logs and basically fill the holes and re-drill. After looking all over for rudder bushings and rudder shaft clamps, I ended up CNC machining the bushings in a parking lot under the boat and had a friend up in Maine make the clamps out of 3/16 stainless. Came out super nice. The next big undertaking was fixing something that we had originally seen at the survey. The starboard packing box was actually frozen onto the prop shaft, and as the prop shaft spun, the hose was actually spinning on the shaft logs. Obviously that's a problem. We learned quickly that the prop shafts were actually different sizes, so one was standard, one was metric. The starboard, the original, was metric, and the port side had been replaced and it was standard. So we went through, replaced props and shafts, cutlass bearings, packing boxes, all the fun stuff. Got it all back in the boat, everything aligned and spinning smoothly, and what do you know, it worked beautifully. No vibrations, ran through the water really well. Pretty happy with it overall.